All right, perfect. All right, so I'll get started with these questions that we got from previous week. Let's just have a look. Okay, can you change an image in one ad set in an ad split test of 4 different audiences? I had 2 audiences that were going okay with reach with the chosen image, but I feel like I had to change it for another audience. To answer that question, generally what I do first. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kim. How you going?
G'day. Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. We're just reading through your questions.
Okay.
So with this one, just a bit of clarity. So you're running a campaign. What audience is it for?
I had 4 different audiences. So I had tourism, MLM, parents with toddlers, and healing.
Yeah. And
Yeah. So it was the same ad, same picture, just different audiences.
same ad, same picture, just different audiences. Was
Yeah.
it for the same geographic location?
Yes.
Same location. All right.
Yeah.
Generally, what I'd recommend first is when you create a custom audience in the back end of Facebook Ad Manager, you can go to a tab there and you can check for audience overlap.
Okay.
It's like a Facebook tool to check whether there's no point targeting the same market if there's overlaps. So say you've got 4 different audiences, they might be all overlapping by, 20+%. So you're wasting ad spend money when there's an overlap. So when you go back to the back end next time, check out and make sure that they're not overlapping. Generally, like Facebook recommend that if there's an overlap of like 25% per audience in the geographic location, it's actually you're wasting money essentially because you're targeting the same people with different audiences.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. So that's just where you pick your audience, is it? Somewhere there.
Yeah, there's a tab there to the right. I forgot exactly what the tab says, but it says you can check overlap. You just got to select 3 audiences, and then once you select 3, you can check the overlap.
Okay. Yep.
So what else we got here? What's the best statement words to use below to get people to comment on you? I've heard comment below isn't really working anymore. Yeah, I think the algorithm picks up on that kind of stuff. I mean, the algorithm changes every week, but generally I wouldn't use comment below. I would go and make sure it's an engagement campaign as well. Is that what campaign it is?
Yeah, it was an engagement. Yep.
Yeah, I'd make sure it's make sure it's an engagement campaign designed for post engagement, because that's telling the Facebook algorithm to go, hey, find people that are more likely to engage on the ad and comment. I think play around with words like, if you'd like to know more, please contact me here, or please get in touch with me here. I do feel like comment will get more and more shut out. Same with like, get rich quick wording and copy like that you really can't use. Doesn't get very good relevancy score. Facebook doesn't like it.
Yep.
So any sort of taste that it's a get rich quick scheme, or you're promising big things and it's going to happen quickly, you've got to be careful with how you structure the copy. But you could do an ad campaign with an image, a single image, and have like a bit of copy on the image. Just say, drop something below. Could be freedom, could be something, whatever it is. And then people will know that's the engagement for that. But it really comes down to nailing your copy. Otherwise, you won't get anyone who will comment. And also your audience. You really got to speak to their story and find out exactly what their problem is and how you're going to solve it. And what are their pain points? What are they experiencing in their life, and how do you solve that? And it's super important to go. I think you actually asked another question regarding this. Should you still put a direct link to your website in your ads, or just hope people comment? So is this, what's this for? What are you advertising for?
So when we write an ad, we're trying to get people to sign up to Gaz with our domain name that links to the webinar.
Yeah.
So a lot of my ads early on were putting the website link in, and people would just go directly to that without having to comment.
Okay.
But then we were sort of told to sort of steer clear from that, because Facebook doesn't like you directing people off Facebook. If that makes sense. Yeah.
It, so have you set up like Facebook Pixel on your webinar?
Yeah. Yeah, for each of the campaigns. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I would do, I was just saying this to Lee, is like set up. So you've set up Pixel. So what you do from the back end of Facebook Ad Manager, you create a new campaign. It's a conversion campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And then set up an ad directing people to watch the webinar and have a conversion campaign. And when you select the event is webinar registration. So then you're telling Facebook algorithm to go after people who've registered for the webinar, who take an action off Facebook, who are more likely to take an action off Facebook.
Okay.
And then you can actually track leads, the cost per lead based off when they register for a webinar. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'd set up, say, a new campaign. So campaign 5 or whatever.
Yeah. And it'll be a conversion campaign. You can choose your campaign objective.
Yeah.
And then you basically...
There's an option for webinar, is there?
There's an option for webinar, yeah. If your Pixel's set up properly, you can optimize it for webinar registration. And then
I hope it's set up properly.
I'm sure I think with your marketing system, you can drop in the code on the back end of GAS, and then you can for that. And then you can track the Pixel event. There's also a thing called, I forgot the name of it. Where is it? I think it's called, Facebook Pixel Helper. You can install it on Google Chrome. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can install it on Google Chrome. And basically, it's my phone ringing. And then you can track to make sure the code's set up properly on your website.
Right.
So you just Google Facebook Pixel Helper, and it tells you how to set it up. And that's how you can check to make sure the webinar code's been put in properly, if it's working properly.
Okay.
So to answer that, and it all comes down to split testing, but split test those audiences, make sure they're not overlapping. And then basically you want to drive traffic to register for the webinar. So it's a conversion campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously copy is the most important thing for this to work properly. Your copies needs to be super engaging. As I was saying last time, like the attention span at the moment is like 3 seconds. So there's a lot of research saying attention span at the moment with everything in terms of digital is 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
5 to 8 seconds if you're lucky. So when you've got an ad and you're scrolling, that header counts for 80% statistically. You have to nail the header. It's the most important thing with Facebook. Any sort of advertising, the more and more that you learn about, it's copy is the most important thing out of anything. You might have an amazing campaign, funnel, ad set, audience, but if your copy's not enticing and it's not really grabbing and powerful, your ad's never going to go well. Your click-through rate, which is how you can check whether it's doing well. If your click-through rate's low, it's not going to go well because you're putting money into an ad which no one are taking any action. All right, keep having a look through these questions. What changes should you make if you are getting plenty of engagement on your ads but little to no conversions? So that's Josh Hawks. What changes should you make if you're getting plenty of engagement on your ads but no little conversion? Just depends on, Josh isn't here, but interested to know what his campaign's optimized for. Is it for post engagement? What's he asking for? So if you're getting engagement saying, yep, that sounds great, I think depends on what he's advertising for, whether it's an affiliate marketing program or something else, it'd actually be important just to those engagements and reply to them and just say, I've sent you a private message. Maybe add them on Facebook and chat to them privately. That'd be the best way to chase up the leads from an engagement campaign. Like them and then comment. Like and comment and make it really personal and engaging. Hope that answers your question, Josh. Madhu Krishna Hashan, I would like to ask about, my internet's unstable. I'd like to ask about automated follow-ups, ManyChat, voice or text responses that are effective to qualified leads for sales. I'll be honest, I've heard ManyChat's incredible. I haven't set it up yet, but I've got a friend who's right into it. He's a digital marketer. He says ManyChat's incredible at getting automated inboxes on your Facebook Messenger to really it's a really smart way to like, someone else in the office. It's a really smart way to automate your whole sales process. But comes down to copy again. Apparently it takes about 2 days to set up really efficiently, effectively in ManyChat. I think this is where it's going because email open rates. Who's that? Yeah, leave it there. I'll look after it. Yeah. I think with ManyChat, it's going to get more and more. This is going to take off more and more. So email open rates is getting much lower. So you got like emails. No one's really checking emails anymore because no one has any time to do anything. Everyone's so time poor. So ManyChat's quite an effective tool to use if you know what you're doing and using good copy with your sales process. How do you do long posts with gap spaces between? I've tried and using notes, but nothing seems to work and it's messy. I've resorted to using enter and restricted, but it's not that much. That's your question, Kim? Instagram?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so with Instagram, you can't, use asterisks. You can use like full stops down the page.
I tried that, but it kept just bunching it up.
Try writing it in a document and then copy and pasting it in. So go to on your phone, go to notes, and then write out your copy with your dots, and then copy it and then paste it in. And on this, and what I normally do as well, like you do a post, right? And then you do a second comment, and the second comment's got all your hashtags, rather than putting all your hashtags in the first one.
Yep.
What other questions have we got? All right, cool. I'm going to go through some Instagram practices nice and quickly. Got another 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you Instagram quickly on some cool things you can do. All right, let's do it. Okay, cool. So this is my Instagram, everyone. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. So what you can do, make sure you use Instagram, right? And then what you do use Instagram on your actual computer, not on your phone.
Oh, maybe that's why it's not working.
Then you go edit profile. Make sure it's set up as a business profile. Make sure you've got website. So what I'll do, if you're an affiliate marketer, whatever it is, make sure your website links there to your landing page for your opt-in, whatever it is, your workshop page. Make sure your website opt-in is there because it's an easy way to get free traffic. If you start building an Instagram profile, you're gonna have traffic come through, and you'll be able to track clicks on your website. Another cool thing you do, put in your bio here, and also who you are. Like try and nail your vision and why in like a couple of lines. And as you go, you can go edit and go emoji and symbols. So if you ever wondered how people do cool emojis and symbols on their Instagram, it's from the Instagram website. Then you can choose like cool arrows where you can drop them in. You can like choose some crazy emojis to kind of like make it a little bit more unique, your Instagram profile. So I thought that'd be cool to show you guys that. Make sure email's set up. Go back here. So generally with Instagram as well, there's a lot of bots and stuff out there now, and it's getting pretty annoying. It's still getting more and more popular though. But focus on I was saying stories are super important. Just like focus on good quality content. Make sure it looks like your magazine, and break it up with like interesting quotes that's on brand with who you are. So with this, Timeless Projects, Disciple, what else we got? Surfing. And I'll show you another Instagram that I've done for recently. This is Melbourne based, so I helped these guys out with their Instagram strategy recently. So obviously nail your words, who you are, right? In this part, make sure you got a call to action. Otherwise, what's the point? Go to your profile. Make sure it's a business profile as well, and then see how it's very much same use of colors, very similar. It needs to look like a magazine essentially. So make sure everything's on the same color profiles, the same, similar copy, similar brand images, and lifestyle focus. Instagram's really all about lifestyle rather than actual products. So if you're selling a product, don't bother trying to sell products as much. Try and create a lifestyle. So I just wanted to show you. There's this.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
The little icons just under there, categories. How do you do those?
You can set up when you're on your phone as you can save it as this story.
Yeah, because I saved one and then I sort of wanted to do more and then have like you add to each different story category.
Yeah, you go to story highlights and then you just press new.
Okay.
Yeah, story highlights and then you.
So you got to create a story first, though, to.
You do, yeah. You got to create a story, yeah. And then
I made one, and then I was like, oh, but now how do I make another one and have like a theme, like a few categories for different stories.
Yeah. I'll save one now and I'll show you. Busiest choice. So there, I've added one now. I'll see if it uploads here. I don't know if, you can't actually access it on here. Anyway, but yeah, you on your actual phone, you need to do it. So the next thing I'd say with Instagram, if you're advertising on Instagram as a paid, make sure you split test Facebook and Instagram from the back end. Otherwise, you don't know what's working better, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. And some other good practices to do is obviously video content's really good. If you're split testing as well, if you're doing it out on Instagram, it's good to split test the swipe up feature versus their actual video campaign. Make sure it's good, high quality. There's a rule called the 20% text rule as well with Facebook. It's not so strict anymore. But essentially, if you've got more than 20% text on your ad, Facebook doesn't like it as much, but they're not as strict on it now. But just keep that in mind that if you've got 20% of text on your image or your video, like just make sure it's like, just be careful that it's not too much text. What else I got for you? Hi, Marion.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, we're just going through some Instagram.
Nice to meet you too.
Today. Have you been?
Yeah, don't know much about Instagram yet.
That's all right. I think it's one of those platforms that it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. It's doubled in size since 2016 in users. So it's like, I think it's got I think statistically like close to 15 million users per month in Australia. Like it's crazy.
That's huge.
Facebook's 15 million, I think. Around Instagram's pretty similar as well. But Zuckerberg bought Instagram, if you didn't know, and you can run all your ads from the back end of Ad Manager. Through so you have the back end of Ad Manager on Facebook. You can run your Instagram advertising on there as well. So awesome. You can swipe up features. So does anyone have any like examples of how you can advertise on Instagram that you want to ask me? So what's it someone wants to sell? Like what are you trying to campaign to get people to a certain landing page or to a marketing platform? What?
It's buying customers.
Yeah. So obviously video content's the best to do rather than post like images. Best performing ads are always videos on Facebook just because it's unique to the platform and people like videos. That's why people go on Facebook. And Instagram swipe up stories are quite useful as well. But what's your business, Marion?
Well, I've got a pet store as well as a general store on eBay.
Yeah.
The problem is I'm getting lots of likes and getting comments,
Yeah.
but no one buying.
Yeah. Okay. And then are you running, is this on Instagram or Facebook?
Both both Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. And what's your business? Do you mind if I look at it?
Oh,
On Instagram.
it's actually at the moment it's being updated because it was just a normal website before, and it's being put onto Shopify, and now my general store is being put on eBay. So they're still in the process of doing it, so it's not complete now.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So
I had just a normal website before where I was using Instagram and Facebook, but it just wasn't converting. So now it's been made into a Shopify store and being put onto eBay.
okay.
So I've got nothing to show at the moment because they're working on it.
Yeah, that's all right. So what I'd suggest with the Shopify website is on the back end of Facebook, there's a thing you can do. It's a simple bit of code, right? And you put it onto, you add it to your Shopify backend, and then this Facebook, it's called Facebook Pixel, and then you can track what users are up to based on certain steps of your page. So for a Shopify account, say they get to your landing page, sales page where it talks about your product, could be your pet product, right? And then and then they go to add to cart, so they're adding to cart to buy your product. And abandoned cart's quite a big issue because everyone's online, 3-second attention span, not very high, and they lose time like, oh, I'm going to go do something else. So what you can do, set up an audience based off people who got to add to cart but didn't purchase, and then you can retarget them on Facebook and Instagram because they're highly engaged with the brand.
Retarget them.
Yeah, so retargeting is a really good way, and it always, your ROI, return on investment, is really much better because they're already engaged in your brand. And you can also set up another audience based off people who spent 25% of their time on your website, and then you can retarget them on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, that's good advice. Thanks.
And then if you're doing an eBay, I haven't really done much with eBay, sorry, but I know with Facebook Pixel you can that's what it's a good way to sell e-commerce products through Shopify based on the steps of how they get through your funnel, through your sales process. But but with Facebook, don't try and sell off the bat. It's not Facebook's not used. Facebook, like from what I've read and heard from Facebook ad account reps who I work with, is like Facebook don't actually want they don't want it to be salesy at all. They want it to be unique user experience. Because it's for the person, and they want to make it feel very personable. So you know how obviously you can target people who are into pet stores. You can target people who have pets on the back of Facebook. When they get an ad, they're like, oh, that's what I like to see. But if they saw an ad that's totally not their niche market, it's not relevant for them. So if you think about billboard marketing, right? You got your pet store poster on the billboard, and you're driving past. You got 1,000 people to see it. It's not even relevant for most people. Like, I don't have a pet. I don't want a pet, But with Facebook advertising, why it's so powerful and it's cheap as well is you can target people directly based off their interests. And it's still a really cheap way to advertise. And compared to billboard marketing and old school ways of marketing, it's just not as relevant anymore. So if you get savvy with your copy and your content on Facebook and do a ad based off a fun prize or a free challenge or like some sort of like freebie, is always a good way to get them off Facebook. Free giveaway, free. Just have a brainstorm about how you could incorporate that into your advertising strategy.
Get people's attention. And would you suggest? See, I don't have a funnel or a landing page. Would you suggest that to get that?
It depends on what you're selling. So, what are you trying to sell? Is it product or
products?
Product. So generally for products, landing page, free video, or free PDF, or something for free, whatever that is. You have to have a brainstorm and have a think about what's
Okay. Yeah.
and then do your free video content. And then after that is then like, hey, I've got a special for people who watched my video. You know, check it out here, and that'll be your thing after the free video.
Okay. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, no worries.
Appreciate it.
All
Good
good.
advice.
Hope that helped.
Thank
Any other questions before we wrap up today?
Nope.
No, not for me.
Awesome. You're all good, Lee?
All good.
Kim, you're all sweet?
Yeah, I think I'm all good. Like this week, I'm just trying to focus with each day, write about a different passion of mine.
Yeah.
So that's trying to attract more people, more followers that are like me.
Are you doing it on your business profile or are you doing it on your personal?
I do it through Instagram that feeds onto my business profile.
Okay, yeah.
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 And then every now and then I'll put something on my personal page as well, but I don't have a big enough following on that yet.
Yeah. And yeah, it just comes down to, I think for your strategy is just like obviously engaging and getting very personal with all the people with that style of marketing program.
I just felt like I needed to have like a theme for each day. So then ahead of the day, I know what I'm going to talk about. I know what sort of picture I'm going to need and stop wasting time. Yeah.
And there's a process in digital or in all advertising. It's called like, know, trust. So people won't buy straight off the bat if they don't know you and they don't like you and they don't trust you. So in order to make a sale, it needs to be like, so they need to warm up to you through a stage of, could be an email sequence, could be like you engaging with them personally on Messenger. It could be warming them up through a free video for Marion's example. You need to warm them up to get to know you because they just don't buy. And you're getting cold traffic as well. So when you're advertising on Facebook, it's cold traffic. They have no idea who you are. So it's super important to go through that stage process of like, know, trust. All right, cool. And we'll any questions between now and next week, just formulate them and then we'll put a post up next Friday. You can drop all the comments about what you want to learn next week.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Sean.
No worries. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
See you again soon. Thank you very much and enjoy the weekend.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
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 Thanks, bye.
How'd you go?